The story relates how man does not recognize true happiness. King Midas wished that everything he touched would turn into gold. Just like today, many of us pray that everything we touch would turn into money. However, he had not thought that this wish was not actually a blessing but a curse. This showcases how we allow our desires to become master over us. Midas was a king of great fortune who ruled the country of Phrygia in Asia Minor. He had everything a king could wish for. He lived in luxury in a great castle. He had always thought that his greatest happiness would come from more acquisition of gold. He always spent his time counting his golden coin. Money was his obsession. One day, according to the legend, Midas had an encounter with a strange being. Because he recognized this being, he was happy to welcome and please the strange being. This being asked the king to make a wish, and it would be granted. The king thought for a moment and wished for a golden touch, that everything he touched turned into gold. His request was granted, and he was told that by the next morning everything he touched would turn into gold. The next morning, when Midas woke up, he found out that the bed sheet he slept on had already turned into gold. He was so excited and he jumped out of bed, touched a small table that immediately turned into gold. He was happy and started jumping up, touching other articles in the process, and they all turned into gold. After overwhelming himself with the Midas touch and seeing many articles change to gold, he sat down to eat, wanting to relax a little. He picked up the rose flower to smell its fragrance, but the flower turned into gold before it got near his nose. He took grapes to eat, and the grapes turned into gold. He became agitated a little. He tried to eat a slice of bread, and same thing happened. Even the glass of water turned into gold when Midas took it up to drink. Sensing what had become of him, he started feeling bad, and at that moment his beloved daughter walked into the dining. She was the only thing he loved as much as his gold. When Midas hugged his daughter, she turned into a statue of gold. He became horrified and started to cry. He looked at what his desire had caused him and realized that the venture was not worth it. At this lowest point of his life, the being suddenly appeared to him and asked him why his countenance was down. King Midas explained his predicament to the mysterious being. He explained that he was now the most miserable man on earth. His request had turned into a curse for him. The being asked how that had come about. He told him that all he truly loved had turned into gold, and the gold is useless to him. The being asked him if he was ready to forfeit the golden touch and restore all he had turned to gold. The king said he would gladly give it all up. He was told to go to a certain river and wash his hands there. After he did, he lost the golden touch, and all the things that turned into gold as a result of his touch changed back to their original form, including his daughter. The king declared a big celebration for the people of his kingdom and became a better person. The good thing about this story is that it ended well, but this may not be the same in all cases. This is the understanding of most people. Money is the name of the game. Can you imagine if everything you touch turned into money? It sounds incredible initially, but when you look at it critically, you will find out it is useless for all you touch to change to money. You wear your clothes and it turns into money. Try to eat and it turns into money. Shake hands with people and they turn into money. How useful will the money be? It is a pointer to the fact that money is not everything. And even though we may not have a situation where all you touch changes to money now, but it is the same thing with the way people fall head over heels to make money. A life that is money-centered is the same. When the king touched his daughter and she turned into gold, it was not his plan. He didn't know he had gone crazy with the gold business, but his desire had manifested itself. How many parents are exchanging the lives of their kids for money these days? They give the kids more money in exchange for the affections they are not available to give. They have ready-made excuses for their act. The bills are much. The question is, who set the standard? Nobody forced the expenses on you. You took it upon yourself. Am I saying it is bad to make money? Well, no. You should make money, but not at the expense of things that are worth more than money. King Midas cherished gold and believed it was worth more to him than every other thing. Not until he started losing things he took for granted, like the ability to eat, smell a rose, drink, and the love of his daughter. Then it occurred to him what was really important and should be cherished. There is this deception in the world that what is scarce is more valuable and important, so we pay more attention to it and are willingly pay more for it. I would like to announce to you that those things we can get freely are more valuable in the true sense. How much will you be willing to pay for air? What is the true value of $1 billion or expensive cars and your choice house if you do not have air or friends and family to share it with? Will you take all the wealth of this world to the moon to live alone and enjoy the wealth all by yourself? Or will you gladly accept $1 billion in exchange for the air you breathe? A man who dies rich dies disgraced. Think about it. What will he do with the money in the grave? Andrew Carnegie.